Hello everyone, welcome to the Evil Empire. I'm your host, Evil Empire, and this week on the feature we have Rhonas and Company. This is a Gruul aggro deck, and it happens to be the very first deck that I played in Historic way back about a year ago or so. Right around the time of Theros Beyond Death Standard, I started trying out Historic, and the first deck I put together was the Burning Tree Emissary Gruul deck that was popular at the time. Also was pretty differently configured than the one that we have here, given that Amonkhet Remastered added some really great cards to the format to help this deck. So let's get started and take a look at what we have this week. So we're doing a bunch of different things here that have changed a lot from the original incarnation of the deck way back when Burning Tree Emissary was first added to Historic in one of the anthologies. So, for one thing, probably the best addition to the deck from Amonkhet Remastered was Collected Company. Being able to instant speed interact with opponent board wipes, or to be able to get a couple of haste creatures pre-combat can really make a huge difference in how the game plays out. So, holding up Collected Company is a really common play, and most opponents can read it pretty well at this point because the card's been in Historic for a couple of months now. So it's not exactly something that you can surprise people with. But that's really the key addition, I think, from that set. Another key addition from Amonkhet Remastered was Rhonas the Indomitable, the snake god, Snex. And he really does a few different things in the deck for us. For one thing, the interaction that was so potent with Questing Beast, where you would use the Embercleave on Questing Beast, and having Death Touch Trample allows you to just assign one combat damage to a blocking creature, and then everything else going to the player. That little interaction with Death Touch and Trample, well, that works even better with Rhonas, and he becomes a 6/6 if we're able to attack with him and put the cleave on him, which means that we're going to be assigning 11 damage to our opponent and only 1 damage to a single blocking creature that they may assign to block Rhonas. So it's a huge body with Death Touch, and it lets us do some silly things with Embercleave. Also, another really great thing you can do with it is pump a creature that has Embercleave on it. So that will allow you to get some extra power onto your creature with the Embercleave. And it's important to note here that the Rhonas pump does not actually pump toughness, only the power. Which is great if you're looking to first strike or double strike your opponent, because that way you can get a little bit of extra damage in with that first strike or double strike. And so one last thing about Rhonas is that there sometimes is a question of whether or not he's going to be turned on in the deck, but for the most part, because we run so many 2/2 creatures, as long as we're able to cast a 2/2 along with Rhonas, he can pump that other creature, and both Rhonas and the other creature will be able to attack pretty potently for usually about 9 damage, which is a pretty strong attack. And then the last one from Amonkhet Remastered that we have in here is an uncommon On-Crop Crasher. I've noticed that blocking has been a lot more important in the format lately, and On-Crop Crasher can let us, maybe peg an opponent blocking creature and prevent that creature from being able to block against a lethal attack. That's happened a few times. So On-Crop Crasher is a nice addition to the deck as well, and one that is another haste threat. And I think we run quite a bit of those, just for the simple fact that we want to be able to attack as quickly and as often as possible. We're also running 4 double-faced cards, 4 of the modal double-faced cards between 2 Shatterskull Smashing and 2 Turntimber Symbiosis. And then filling out the rest of the deck are kind of the usual suspects from the old Gruul deck. So, of course, 4 Gruul Spellbreaker, Bonecrusher Giant as our removal, and Robber of the Rich along with Burning Tree Emissary, and then the 4 1-drops between Pelt Collector and Llanowar Elves. In the mana base, we have basically the big note here is that we're not going to be running any Rootbound Crag. I feel like now that we have Crag Crown Pathway from Zendikar Rising, we have a much better option as far as aggro decks are concerned. A tap land like Rootbound Crag is something that can be a real liability, especially if you draw 2 of them in your opener. I just always found that card, that the Rootbound Crag, was a little bit of a liability. And then finally in the mana base, we also have 4 Ramunap Ruins just to get that last 1 or 2 points in. can sometimes actually be pretty important and a nice little utility piece to have on your land. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start playing some games, and we'll see how things go on the best of one ranked ladder. Okay, this looks like a pretty keepable hand. We have 3 mana. Just pray that the opponent doesn't kill our Llanowar elves. So, Forest Llanowar elves, the classic mono green start here in Gruul. Okay, playing against a red-based deck that has shock in it. Not entirely surprising, that's very common in this format. Alright, good to draw the other land. It's always a question in a deck that has 18 land and 4 double face cards that are also lands for a total of only 22 land. So, good to draw. I think we're going to go up to 3 on this just to make them spend a 3 mana burn spell, or 3 damage burn spell, if they want to get rid of it. Okay, Kiln Fiend is going to be tough. Double Rhonas is not great as far as draws go, and we don't really have a way to turn on the Rhonas as a blocker. So I think the play here is just on Crop Crasher and get in for 6. We're going to try to clock them as hard as we can. No need to exert here. The Kiln Fiend is not a very good blocker. It's a very scary attacker, but not a good blocker. Okay, so is it Kiln Fiend? Interesting. And a Stormwing Entity, okay. So hit them for 6 again, I think is the plan. And probably deploy Clothis to start gaining a little bit of life. Okay, so they're taking their time with scrying. Let's see what they do. Both to the bottom. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Alright, so Clothis. Attack all. I don't think we're going to exert either. If they block, it's a good thing for us. Yeah, they're not going to block, of course. Alright, how many do we get hit for? Hopefully not lethal. Okay, that's actually fine. Alright, that kind of hurts. So that's 8, 10 to 13, 14. Oh, jeez. Alright, that's just lethal. I think we're done. Are they 1 point short? Yeah, I think they're 1 point short. Alright, so exile, shock, gain 2, you lose 2, and now we just attack for lethal, right? Gotta exert. Always gotta be careful about exerting. Somebody did not read on Crop Crasher very carefully. Yeah, this is better. We'll put back an Embercleave. Okay, so a bit of a slow start, not great. Not really what you want to be doing against mono red especially, but we'll go for a 3-3 here. Hoping that that will put us a little bit further out of range of some of their worst Burn spells like shock. We'll probably just play a creature here would be my guess. Issuing a Pyromancer, Soulscar Mage. I've seen a lot of Runaway Steamkin lately out of the red deck. Yeah. Okay, well we just kill that and attack for 3, right? That seems to be the smart play. Just don't want that thing getting out of hand. Generating too much extra mana advantage, etc. for them. I think we'll play this on red because we want to get the Embercleave, and that's going to require double red. Hit you for 3. Next turn, maybe Robber of the Rich. Hope to hit a shock off the Robber. Okay, second Steamkin. Then just kill it. Not take chances here. Not an infuriate gamer. Alright. Pass it back to the opponent. Bond 4 mana they have. Maybe just a bunch of burn spells. But they've got to have some creatures in there. It's 5 cards. Opponent having a good think. Okay, so Burning Tree. Bone Crush my face. Burning Tree again. Okay. Burning Tree again. Okay, another Embercleave. Not exactly what we wanted. We'll just play out Bone Crusher, hope to hit. Do we want to trade 1 for 1 here? I don't think we do. Just want to break this with Embercleave, break it wide open. Alright, so 1 card in hand, play out the Bone Crusher, Giant, play out the Fervent Champion, and they have no more cards in hand. Okay, that's going to let us do some cleaving. How do we want to do this? Maybe just play out some more creatures, get the board good installed. So how's that gonna work? Like this? No, that's okay. No attacks. Light up the stage, hitting another pair of cards. Okay, well, castle's a big problem. Ugh, boy. This is tricky. Alright, let's just solidify board position. And we'll do the Embercleave next turn, I guess. I don't know that they're going to go for the all-out attack next turn. I don't really think so, honestly. Okay, that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, they're gonna go for the attack then. Alright, so let's figure out how to not die to this attack. If we go here... we We lose the Spellbreaker to the Firebrand. Alright, let's do this here. And then do this over here. Block. Take 12, go to 6, and then kill them on their turn. Alright, this is a lethal attack. Yeah, they take 14 anyway, they block. Even though maybe I should have put the Ember Cleave on the Bone Crusher Giant. Just to have two things with trample, but it's not actually going to make a difference here. They just take 14. That doesn't matter. Well, I guess red does have a downfall after all. I mean, okay. We do have a red land in Shatterskull Smashing, so I guess we'll keep. It's not the safest of keeps, certainly. Alright, well, we drew another land anyway, so all is forgiven. We'll take out the Soulscar Mage next turn, assuming that they don't leave mana up. Do we slow play them, or do we just take out the mage? Yeah, I think we just take out the Soulscar Mage for sure. Play a Burning Tree while we're at it. So a little bit of board presence. A little bit of mess up their board presence, hopefully. Oh gosh. Well, this is not going well. Play this out as a blocker, basically. Yeah, we're happy to take that off the board. Put this down as a land, and at least be able to kill one of those next turn. I think they have the win in hand. I think they just drew a burn spell. Yep. And that's game. Yeah, seems okay. We have 3 lands in hand, so We're going to pay some life for our red mana until we draw another piece of red mana, but it should be okay. Let's see if they have removal for our Pelt Collector. Okay, turn 2 just got a lot better if they don't have that removal. See if they have like Blood Chief's Thirst or something. Yeah, they have it. You can sometimes just tell the way that it holds priority. Alright, well, we'll still get to do this, but we just won't get to attack for as much. Yeah, we'll auto-pay. Auto-pay 1 life and play the robber. Now we should get the trigger off the robber. See what we pull. Oh, that'll be fun next turn. Unless they kill our robber, right? Which they probably will. Robber is very much a must kill now. If we get to attack again with it, we're gonna take something out of their hand. Okay, so they play the Pathway land. Looks like they're Grixis. Yep. Alright, so what's the best way to proceed here? Probably just this. And then tap land. And then maybe on-crop Crasher next turn. They'll take the Rhonas here. Because they can't kill it. Okay, they put a land into the yard. Oh man, if only we had 1 more mana. Okay. Well. Let's do this with haste. Yeah, we'll pay the life. We have no need to exert here, so we're just going to attack for 7. Feels good. Hopefully draw a land next turn and be able to robber into kill their thingy. Yeah, okay. So let's see if they remember. If they know how this card works, they're just going to kill it. Because I still have the Thought Erasure in exile, so they cannot allow this to attack, otherwise I get to Thought Erase their hand. Okay, they allowed it to attack, I get to Thought Erase them. Okay, that's a strange choice. They're at 2 life. We get to Thought Erase their best card. Yeah, we'll take Scarab God. That's fine. And leave that on top so we can cleave them. And that's game. Well, it's got a lot of lands in it, but it is a hand. Hopefully we draw a 2-drop. Okay, so we're going to try to go Rhonas into Spellbreaker, forget about the Pelt Collector, and just hopefully be able to beat down somehow. Okay, Embercleave is good. That could get us somewhere. Rhonas now. Spellbreaker next turn, I guess. We can combine the Spellbreaker with the Pelt Collector at least. Okay, so we're not going to Ember Cleave until next turn, so playing that's fine. This. This. Play it as a 4/4. Rhonas attack. Hit for 5. Now the interesting question is, did they draw one of the enchantments that gives lifelink? Okay, they drew the Spirit Dancer, which is a big problem. Arcane Flight there. And they draw a card here. But we're cleaving them next turn. Okay, so we'll just pay 1 this way for said Ember Cleave. Next. Next. 2 attackers. We'll see how they block, if they line up any blocks. We really need to kill them this turn if possible. Okay, so they line up that block. Then we're gonna do this. Auto pay. Kill the Core Spirit Dancer. Oh, they're gonna give it pro red? Sure. Or pro green. In which case, do we just go for Rhonas? Yeah, I feel like we do. Because it's not, the Spellbreaker is not going to deal damage to that anyway, so no point really. Alright, they'll kill us here. From 13 life, we're pretty weak, so. Alright, so that's 8. What? I guess they didn't have the other auras. They must have just had a handful of lands or creatures. Well, that was kind of unexpected. I thought I was done for sure. No early plays. Yeah, much better. I guess we'll put back the Turn Timber. Hope to draw a 2-drop maybe, so that we can put that at the end of our double Burning Tree on turn 2. Alright, mono green maybe, or the mirror, could be a Gruul mirror. Okay, so now we can get Gruul Spellbreaker at the end of our chain of Burning Trees, or we could even get Shatter Skull on their Llanowar if we wanted that. Okay, mono green so far. Grazer. Puts down the land. Mind Stone. Alright, looks like some kind of Nisatron deck. Let's kill the Llanowar, I guess. 1. 2. Oh no, we can't even. We tapped wrong to be able to do that. Forget it. Put the +1/+1 counter on it in case they have Nissa. Block the land from Nissa at least. Dugan. Kill the Spellbreaker maybe?
Motes in a vast multiverse.
Nope, just gonna make a 2/2. The card advantage off of it. Alright, so this gets us to 4. What would we like to do for 4? Let's go 2 to the token and 2 to... no, this is only going to be x equal 2, so just 2 to the token only. But we'll be able to take out... Oh, I guess we won't be able to... No, we will be able to take out Ugin, yeah, because the 1 trample from the Spellbreaker actually matters here. So they'll block with Grazer on the Spellbreaker, but we'll still get it. Oh, okay. Yeah, just don't even bother losing it. Sure. Alright, Nissa, and we lose. Okay, just cultivate. That's actually pretty good. Now, if they have an Ugin in hand, we definitely lose. Pretty much auto lose to Ugin. 4 mana left. They don't have Nissa for 4 mana. Alright, so they're going to leave up Field of Ruin. Alright, well, we'll do this, I guess, because why not? But I don't like our chances at this point in the game. We should really have already beaten them, but the longer things draw out, the worse it is for our deck. Yeah, we'll just attack with everything. It doesn't matter. We probably lose anyway. We'll see. We'll see what they untap with. Alright, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is how many mana they have right now. So if they're blocking with Llanowar Elves, then maybe they don't have... Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go grab a forest. That thins our deck a little bit. We actually like that. Maybe they don't have the Ugin in that case. That or they have like Ugin land in hand. Okay, another cultivate. Okay, Nissa, and we lose. Just keep not having Nissa. Okay, well that doesn't help us much. So let's just attack all. Not feeling good about our chances in this one. They would just have to draw stone nothing for so many turns. It just doesn't seem likely. Alright, so we have Ramen Up Ruins for next turn. They draw with the Mind Stone. Get another look at it for their draw for turn. Seriously? Okay, attack all. Block, block, block. Take 4. Or 3, I guess. Okay, we win the game. I can't believe they didn't draw any of their payoffs. That's crazy. And we're back with Rhonas and company. So, thinking about the changes that we might want to make to the deck, I'm not really sure that there are too many that I would really consider. One flex slot here is the Clothis. That's been several different things in the course of the development of the deck over this week. So it's been a Scavenging Ooze, it's been a Domri, but I don't think I actually ever played a game with a Domri Anarch of Bolas, but it could be any number of things in that 3-mana flex slot, and maybe you might want to consider an on-crop crasher switch out if you want to do something different with those 2 slots as well. I could see making a change there. I really felt like Rhonas was very strong in the games that I played it, and it also is a huge body to hit off of Collected Company. So another one where I felt like it was a pretty strong card, and I don't really want to switch it out. I might end up going with 4 Shatter Skull Smashing over the 2 and 2 split with Turn Timber Symbiosis, because I think this was just a card that I used much more often and was much more impactful versus this one. And we saw it do some work for us in the course of the games that we played in this series as well. So something that I might want to go up to a 4 of with the Shatter Skull. Although it is nice to be able to shock in the Turn Timber for the Pelt Collector or the Llanowar. So I guess I could see that argument as well. Just it being a more useful green land, since you want to be able to have an untapped green on 1, which you can't obviously get with Shatter Skull. As far as the mana base goes, I feel like 22 is the right number of lands, and then the 18 with the 2 modal DFCs is a pretty good split, and I'm happy with it. Although, obviously, you saw at times that the mana could be a little bit tricky. Just trying to get your colors sometimes was a tiny bit tough, but overall, I was really pleased with the way the deck was working. I would highly recommend it for climbing the best of 1 ladder in Historic. I think it's something where the linear nature of the deck lends itself to a lot of repetition, and it's a game plan that's good to execute against any number of different opponents. It stacks up well. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I certainly enjoyed playing the deck this week. It kind of took me back to my original days playing Historic, as this was the deck that kind of got me into the format. It certainly has changed, but some things never change. Gruul decks just want to beat face, and this deck is certainly very capable of doing that. And I've enjoyed playing it quite a bit, getting back to some aggro this week. So with that, I'm going to bid you farewell. I hope that if you're playing in the Arena Open this weekend, that it goes well for you, and that all your draws maybe fire and your top decks smash your opponent. And with that, this will be Evil Empire signing off. Have a great week.